This is footage of the first ever game made back in the 1960s. Many decades later, video games are unidentical to what they were back in the day. Today, video games are on a whole nother level and feel realer than ever. The most popular games nowadays consist of shooter games, RPG, and sports games. Though they're all in different categories, they still have the same frame to it where you play the game, make progress, and achieve goals. Though I don't play video games anymore, I still came to the conclusion that the structure of these games is actually very similar to real life. Which led me to the thought that life is literally structured like a video game. And once you realize that life is similar to a video game, it will make it easier to maneuver through and you'll enjoy it more than before. Ever since I started thinking of life as a video game, it has completely changed who I am. You might be thinking to yourself, you are crazy, real life is completely different from video games. Well, if that's the case, I want you to listen to this video with an open mind because it might actually change your life. There are two main phases in the game of life that I will be talking about, and they are the tutorial phase and the gameplay. After I describe these two phases to you, I'll give out a couple cheat codes to the game of life that you can apply to significantly change your gameplay. So just like in a video game, in the game of life, you spawn on a map we call Earth. This map is a little bigger than your average video game maps, but that gives the player more opportunities and more land to explore. The game is in first person and you are the main character in the game. You spawn in a random location on the map, so let's say you spawn in the United States server. You are randomly assigned two parents, and the thing that sucks is that you can't choose your username. Your parents choose it for you. After you spawn in, you have to go through the tutorial phase of life, which is about 18 levels. These 18 levels are crucial because it is where your mind is being programmed and you grow up to your surroundings. Let's say your dad likes basketball. You will most likely grow up to enjoy playing basketball in your free time. The tutorial phase of this game lasts 18 levels, but once completed, you are given access to free roam around the whole map. Though you're in free roam and you can do whatever you want basically, there's still rules you must follow, or else you might get banned from the game either for a limited amount of time or permanently. So just like in video games, you have an invisible health and hunger bar. These are crucial to take note of because day by day it affects your mood and your interactions. If your hunger bar is low, you will get skinny, and once hungry, you will be less motivated to take on the bigger side missions provided in the game of life. The solution is simple. You must consume food that is rich in vitamins and protein on a consistent basis. This will give you the most nutrients to keep your avatar at peak performance. Not only that, but you'll have more energy to want to complete other side missions as well. Your avatar also has an inventory, and you can choose whatever to put in it. Most people just carry around their daily essentials, so whatever is essential to you, make sure to take it with you. Just like in a video game, you get to customize your avatar however you want. There are unlimited options and millions of different combinations to choose from, so choose what is most comfortable for you. In many video games, you have skills and attributes tied into your character. The same is with your avatar in the game of life. You decide what skills to level up on your own avatar, and with the new update that added something called the internet, it is easier than ever to learn and upgrade your skills. You must be wary though, because you can have your strength bar fully maxed out, but if you put all your focus on that one skill, your other attributes such as social skills or cooking will be lacking. You must choose wisely what to invest your time in, because if you just focus on one skill, your other skills will take a toll. In this map, there are many people you can interact with and actually become friends with. Just like a game, you can choose who and who not to interact with. There's a common trend in the game that you are who you surround yourself with. Birds of a feather flock together. I made a whole video on this if you want to go check it out. You must be wary of who you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with bums, you will convert into the next bum. On the other hand, if you interact and socialize with ambitious and successful players, you will be the next ambitious and successful player, so keep that in mind. In the game of life, there are thousands and thousands of side missions, but only one main mission. These side missions are activities you can partake in and gain XP from. The more side missions you do, the more experience points and achievements you gain. A side mission could be playing a basketball game. It could be going to the gym. It could be asking the girl of your dreams out. It could be anything. And just like video games, you will pass some missions and fail some missions. It just happens. The beauty of the game of life is that if you fail a mission, you will learn from your mistakes just like a video game, and you will avoid them on the next mission. Let's say your side mission was to ask a girl out. You looked shy and unconfident, therefore you got rejected. You then learn from your mistakes from the previously failed mission and succeed with the next girl you ask out. You can fail 100 times, but the more you fail, the more you learn from your mistakes, just like a video game. There's a quote that states, "Failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success." So keep that in mind while you make your way around the game of life. Failure is key. Though there are many side missions to take part in, don't get too distracted with them because the main mission is the most important objective in the game of life. Your main mission in the game of life is your purpose. What is your purpose? In the game of life, you need to find your purpose and take action as soon as possible. Some people find their purpose in a couple months, and for others it takes decades to find what they actually enjoy doing. And for some, they never find their purpose. Your purpose is what you will be spending hours a day creating and doing whatever it is you enjoy doing. Imagine your main mission in life is fulfilling a purpose you don't enjoy doing the whole entirety of life. Let me give you an example real quick. Let's say you aspire to be a singer, but during the tutorial phase of life, your parents pressure you into getting a 9-to-5 job as an accountant because it is the safe route and they think that it is the right thing for you. This is exactly like playing a video game, completing all the missions, but not enjoying it. You feel like you're being forced to play the game. That's life without a purpose. You must look deep inside and think about what your mission actually is in this game we call life. If it is being a bartender, go be the best bartender in your town. If it is being a writer, write the best books. As long as you're doing what you think your purpose is, your experience of the game of life will be significantly better than the average person who plays without a purpose. From your main mission, you will receive coins that you use to pay bills. With coins, you will be able to explore more of the map, so I recommend you work hard for them, because they'll pay off in the long run. Now that I have given you the overview of the game of life, if you would like to improve your experience in it, here are some cheat codes for you to use. You don't have to apply these to your gameplay, but they will drastically make a change. The first cheat code is to read books, and this one right here is fucking golden. The more you read, the more knowledge you gain about a certain topic. There's a quote that goes by, "Men learn from their mistakes, a wise man learns from the mistakes of others." Let's say you want to be a successful entrepreneur and you read about Andrew Carnegie and Henry Ford. You will learn about their trials and tribulations and apply them to your life. You will be gaining knowledge from successful people, basically speeding up your success because you know what and what not to do. In life, you only live once. But with books, you live through multiple people's lives. Let's say you read a book about social skills written by someone who spent 30 years studying about socialization. You'll have those 30 years compressed into a little book that it takes about 2 weeks to read, and you'll have all that knowledge that man spent 30 years studying in your mind just because you read that book. Therefore, you'll have more developed social skills than the average Joe just because you read this one book. Reading is way more powerful than you may think, and I'm just surprised that many people don't do it nowadays. Another cheat code I have is to wake up early. I started doing this at the beginning of the year, and I haven't looked back since. I wake up at around 6 a.m. and I get a head start over anyone else. If you apply this habit to your life, you'll have more time to take on side missions and gain more experience points, making you ahead of everyone else. Let's say you wake up at 8 a.m. while everyone else wakes up at 10. Over the span of a year, you will have 730 more hours than the average person who wakes up at 10. And what are you going to do with that time? It's up to you. Another cheat code for you is to work out. I'm actually about to go work out after this video. It's like 6:30 a.m. but you know, the grind doesn't stop. If you want to receive respect points from others, then working out is a must. You don't have to be the biggest person in the room, but with a solid and wide frame, players will respect you 100%. No jokes will be made about you. No one's going to diss you. Men will respect you when you walk into the room because they can see the discipline and determination in you. And women will actually give you a chance and will fight for your attention like crazy. Not only will you feel great when you have built your body, but when a PvP situation arises, you will have the upper hand. The last and most important cheat code you must know about is about death. In your average video game, death is viewed in such a bad manner that, oh, death is the worst thing that can happen I must avoid it at all costs, I must not think of it, etc. But it should be the opposite in the game of life. You must scratch that negative connotation of death in your mind and use it to your advantage. Think about it like this. You have one life in the game of life, and only a limited amount of time. So do everything you've ever wanted to do. Time is ticking down and it is not stopping for anyone. You must be aware of this because many players in this game of life reach a certain level and stop leveling up, while there's a small percentage of people who keep upgrading themselves and become legends in the game of life. This is what you must do. Live life to your fullest, never stop leveling up, and use death to your advantage. Memento mori. Death is undeniable, and you can't do anything about it. Do everything you wanted to do in life. If you want to build a business, do it. If you want to go ask the girl of your dreams out, do it. Go skydiving. You're gonna die eventually. It does not matter. Because once the inevitable comes, you can look back and think, damn, I'm glad I started that business in my 20s. And you will ultimately be fulfilled. This is probably the realest shit mentioned throughout the whole video because 90% of people live average lives and die unfulfilled. I want you to make your journey of life an unforgettable one. And that starts with you doing everything you've wanted to do. The beauty of the game of life is that it's literally free roam and you can do whatever you want. Think of life as a game and you will see yourself maneuvering through life in a different manner. Instead of grinding 12 hours and leveling up your character in a video game, how about you spend those hours leveling up your avatar in the game of life? Life is literally a video game. Don't overthink the game. Enjoy your playtime. You only have one life in this game. Memento mori.